Hello, happy Monday. Thank you for joining me, everyone. My name is Alyssa Thomas from Penguin and Fish, where we make lovely and quirky hand embroidery kits. And I am here every weeknight at 8:30 p.m. Central Time, live here on Facebook. And it's a time where we can relax and craft for about an hour. And I work on projects from beginning to end, so you guys can be part of the whole process and make with me. So you guys, we are continuing today on the Splendid Sampler 2 Quilt Along. We've been on this guy for a while here. So Splendid Sampler 2, here's the book. I am going to jump back to our grandfather clock, the block that we're doing for the grandfather clock. Whoop, there goes the clock. So this is how far we are, and I need to stitch on that clock face and our little pendulum bob there. And then we'll be done. And I'm also going to, God, this from the floor. I'm going to try and take my markings off as well. I have some water standing by for that. But I think we can sew both of these on tonight, which would be fabulous. We would have one more finished block. And I do have my buttons, so we can pick a button that goes right in the middle. I think I have an idea of the one picked out, but I want to just keep peeking around in there. So, all right, I'm going to flip you guys around and we can get started for the evening. Thanks for joining me, you guys. Okay, here we are. I'm going to get real close here tonight. Okay, we are going to be stitching on this clock face and also this little pendulum guy here. So this is the button that I think I'm going to put in the middle. So the pattern actually has another applique circle to make that goes right there, a really itty bitty one about this size. But we were talking about doing a button there instead, and I love that idea, and I think this one might be just right. The trick is I need a button small enough that it doesn't completely cover up. You know that would be bad if it covered up our little clock hands there. So I'm thinking that one might be the one, but I want to just show you guys how I store my buttons. I know a lot of people have a big case from, I just have this, I don't know even where this came from. I don't think I purchased it. I acquired this, I guess this is like a tackle box, or maybe it was used for embroidery floss at some point, but I just have all my buttons organized in there. And I just have this little piece of fleece on top so they don't get all mixed up. But I was kind of digging through just the more neutral colored ones. And I kind of wanted to peek through some of these clear ones. I don't want to dig too much because I don't want them to get a little messy. But I couldn't find one that was small enough. This one's kind of small. Maybe we'll try this one. These are kind of just plain white ones. These are kind of like mixed neutrals. I don't want anything too bright. I have like my reds in here. Oh, maybe here's a kind of a gold one. Let's pull that one out. The trick is I want it small enough. Come here. There, I think I got it. Yeah, so there's that one. Yeah, I don't think I want to go blue or anything like that. Okay, so, oh man, that guy's gonna be stuck down there forever. Oh, a big gallon jug. Roxanne, that is fun though. I love just giant bins of buttons. I just know that I tend to use them in this way where I need to find like one kind. So I think one day I probably emptied out this for some reason or acquired this from somewhere, and then I don't know, one day I probably just felt like I needed to clean, and that turned into organizing my button bin here. But it has been helpful. So here are the other couple that I picked out here. I'm gonna get down here again, and we'll just take a look at what we think looks kind of the best. So I think that's the smallest one, and I think that's why I have that one kind of picked. Otherwise, these are the other two that we just kind of did. I kind of like that color. That's kind of green, but it almost goes with this gold. It's actually kind of a nice gold green which kind of goes with the letters or the numbers there too. It's awfully cute. And then we have just this white like ivory-ish looking one, which is awfully sweet too. Cute. I think, I think for me though, I like the size of this one. For me, it's between these two. So that one's maybe a little dark though. And maybe this one blends in a little bit better. I think I like this one. It's just a little lighter. I can still, and it just feels a little bit more special. So I think we're gonna go with that one instead. So I'm gonna put these guys to the side. Yay! All right, so I will stitch this on once after I stitch this on. So here's my plan. I'm gonna stitch this on. We'll have to adjust, these little bumps. We'll kind of have to tuck them under as we go. And when I'm done stitching this on, I'm going to dab some water on here and see if I can get the rest of this ink off. I didn't want to take it off yet because I have the ink going around the edge and I wanted that to place my template when we made this. But let's give this a go. So I'm just going to eyeball it because I don't have my centers marked probably like I should. So I'm going to do that, and I'm going to get a little applique pin out here. Applique pins are just these kind of itty bitty pins. So here's that pin size compared to the size of the pins that I normally use. So that's the difference. It's just a much smaller pin. Gretchen, the pen marks got blobby because I used some starch on this when I ironed it, and that made the ink bleed a little bit, but I'm hoping that comes out with water. All right, so I'm just kind of visually just trying to center it in here. If it's a little off, it's a little off in the end, I suppose. I think that's looking okay though. I'm gonna throw a pin. I'm gonna put 2 pins in just so there's more than like 1 point of contact, I think. So let's grab another one of these, close that up. And since I'm gonna start kind of right by this 5 here, I think, and then go around this way. So the second pin I'm gonna put over here. Okay, so I'm hoping those are out of my way and I still look pretty centered there, I think. Centered enough. All right, time to get Zeb out here. Here's my, I think that's a bigger one. Yeah, let's go with this itty bitty one. So this is my size 11 straw needle, and straw needles are just longer than your typical hand sewing needle. And a size 11 means it's pretty thin. The bigger the number, the thinner the needle. So that is the needle I will be using today, just because it works great for applique, just because it is so thin. So it goes through all those layers really easily. All right, and since it's so thin, it goes through without much resistance from the fabric at all. This is the same thread that's on my sewing machine right now. I'm just going to use it as my thread so I don't have to cut new thread. I don't know. I'm doing about 18 inches or so. That's kind of my go-to amount. All right, so let's thread this guy. It has such a small eye, so it's a little difficult, but I still do the pinch method where I unpinch my fingers just a little, and when I see that thread, I just lay the eye of the needle on top of it there. Okay, I'm gonna tie a little knot at the end here. Just go around that a bunch of times. Hopefully that does the job for me. All right, let's get stitching. I'm gonna sit down here. All right, so we're doing the same exact way as what we did on when was that? Thursday night? Oh no, we did a whole new block Thursday. On Wednesday is the last time we worked on this, and we stitched this yellow part behind it on. So I'm coming up from the back and I'm going through the background layer and just a tiny, tiny bit, like 1 or 2 threads of that white fabric here. that's where we come up. And then I'm going to go, it almost is going to look like I'm going through the same spot, but I'm actually going only through the background. I'm not going through this applique piece. And I'm going to put the needle in, and I'm going to come back up right away, about a stitch length away. So about an 1/8 inch. I'm going a little bit bigger than an 1/8 inch here. Oh, Bonnie, you're coming to freeze here on Wednesday. Oh, man. Oh, your son's getting married on Friday. It's actually not too bad. You missed the crazy negative 50 degrees by a couple days here. So yesterday it was actually like 34 degrees or something outside. So man, it's almost springtime weather, it seems like. All right, so here I kind of have like a little bump going. I'm going to just take my needle and tuck it under just a hair, just so it's a little more rounded, and then I'm going to just put my thumb on top of it to hold it in place while I stitch that next stitch. Might need to do that again. Tuck it under now, or I'm going to, just to pull this little like notch back a little bit farther, when I go into the background fabric, I'm going to just go a little further in. Oh, you know what? I was going to try just gluing this applique piece down instead of pinning it, but I think the pins are working just fine for us. So I am kind of trying to shape my circle a little bit better as I go around here. I don't know how well of a job I'll do. Oh, the snow is coming tomorrow into Thursday for western Minnesota. Ah! All right, we'll see. We'll see how far east it gets. We're pretty much the most eastern part, and sometimes it kind of swoops by us. But sometimes it swoops right through us too. Oh, Bonnie, you've been in the 60s since Saturday? Oh, man, now that is some nice weather. Whew, just thinking about that just sounds so good. If anything on this project tonight, you guys, if we don't finish both circles, I at least want to do this circle, dab this blue ink off, and put the button on tonight. If we need like one more night to sew that other guy on, that little bottom piece on, then we'll do that. Oop, I got a little knot here. Just gonna put my needle in that loop, and it should kind of come out a little bit. All right, so we have this little section here done. So let's just try and keep cruising here. Oh man, you had 71 day. Oh, Dawn, you got your first snow yesterday. So it snowed all day here, just kind of lightly. I'm wondering if we'll get more of that in the next few days. Let's try and shape this a little bit. Oh, it feels good to be stitching on this guy again, though. We haven't worked on him in a few days, and I was feeling like, oh, it's just gonna go in my unfinished blocks bin and it won't get done, and we were so close. We spent so much time on this one. So I'm like, we need to break it out. This guy needs to get done. All right, let's see if I can control that bump a little bit. There we go. This is going to be as circular as it's going to be. Ooh, severe flooding in the north and bushfires in the south. Oh my God, 90 degrees by you. Nolene, oof, that's hot. Is it really muggy by you then too, or is it more of a dry heat? Ugh, gosh, yeah, just floods. That's scary. Scary, scary. Oh, Debbie, you're happy we're working on the clock. You need to do yours. Yeah, this is one of those ones that you just go step by step. Just keep ticking away at it, and it's gonna get done. Or have a paper piecing day and just do a bunch of paper piecing. Oh my gosh, it's the worst flood on record by you. Urgh, scary. Yes, stay safe. Man, 90 degrees. It does get, it gets that warm here. Sometimes, you know, when people hear that we get negative 50-degree weather, they don't think that we get the other end. And I think Minnesota's kind of unique in that it has like those huge weather fluctuations. Like in summer, it can get to be 100 plus with like, you know, a ton of humidity. So it's not always cold to moderate. It goes the whole gamut here. Right, this little bump here I'm going to try and tuck under. Oh yeah, Jennifer, I hope you're staying safe then too. First fires and now floods. It's crazy. All right, I think I'm going to take out this pin. I'm getting kind of close enough to it that I don't think I need it there. That's where my thumb will be. Oh, Gretchen, are you getting sick? Yeah, I've been trying to hold that off. I haven't seen any news in a few days, so I didn't know it was so bad over by you guys there. Stay safe. All right, we're about halfway around here. I think my circle's going to be a little wonky, and actually that's all the more reason. I know a lot of people like this tinfoil method, and maybe I didn't do it all that great. I think I skipped a step here or there, and I didn't get like a perfect circle when we were doing the tinfoil technique of making circles. But man, I don't know, that this technique that we did for the outside, that was where we sewed a circle, this circle to that interfacing and then turned it right side out. When we did that process, we got such a perfect circle, and I kind of wish that, you know, I wanted to try a bunch of different ways of doing it, but that would have been a great way to do this clock face. To get a nice, perfect white circle. But sometimes it's fun when it's not quite so put together either. I like the handmade look to it as well. So it's not a deal breaker. I'm not going back. But yeah, and everyone, if you're doing a lot of circles, I think everyone kind of decides what technique works best for them too. Yeah, I'm still liking that one. Oh yeah, I think I saw that video. I didn't watch it with sound though, but yeah, the designer for the octopus block actually did it in a large scale, which would be kind of cool. But yeah, it's a lot of pieces for the little one. I think my mom is all prepped with those pieces. Like she has them all cut out. She just needs to press them onto some fabric and then press them all together. But she has the hard part out, the like beginning, the like cutting out the pieces, I think. Okay, we're like 3/4 of the way around. So I'm thinking we'll for sure get this part done and that other circle will at least get started. So I am going to sew the button on before I quilt. And that's always a thing that some people wait to sew all their like doodads on till after it's quilted. And I think the main reason for that is if you are, oh, you just need to stitch down the octopus. Yep, mom just needs to stitch it down. Yay! Oh, so you got it all fused and all on there. Nice. Can't wait to see it. So mom's cruising, getting these blocks done. I think she's probably got twice as many done as what I do here. All right. Totally forgot what I was talking about. There we go. And I'm going to tuck this little point under the best I can. Oh, the quilt. That's what I was talking about. So a lot of people sew their doodads on after it's done being quilted. And that's so they don't get in the way, all the extra little add-ons, so they don't get in the way of the quilting. And that's especially the case if your plan is to use a long arm quilter or someone who does a long arm quilting, who does it on the frame. And I think having all those extra little bits on can affect how it goes on the frame and just get in the way. Like you can't get really close to it because you know, if I put a button here, I can't like swipe through like that. If that was my thought of quilting, I'd have to go around that doodad and hope that it doesn't get in my way. So I think that's why some people wait till the quilt is back and completely done before sewing on those little extras. But man, I don't know. I'm gonna sew it on as I go and just stay away from it. Oh, you're thinking of tea dyeing the octopus block? That would be kind of fun. That'd be fun to see what that would look like. I wonder how that fabric takes up the dye. All right, so I'm going around this last little part here. Just kind of locking that in place and then headed to the back. We're already done with this. So I'm going to just tie this off and then we will try to take that ink out. Oh, you're planning on tea dyeing the whole quilt? Well, that will be interesting. I would love to see. I mean, that'll be interesting to see how that turns out. I mean, it's going to be really pretty, but it's just the decision. Do I want it really white or do I want it just a little off-white? It would immediately antique it, which is kind of cool, I think. It'll be fun. All right, so how centered did we get there? I don't think we did too shabby. Let me get straight down here for you guys. So yeah, I think we did okay there. A couple little goofy points, but I think we balanced some out a lot more. All right, so I have this little thing of water here. Just normally I would do this by the sink, but I don't have that right now. And here's the little, here's that dishcloth that we knit the other day. I'm just gonna get the end of it a little wet. And I'm just going to dab on here. Hopefully this works okay. And I didn't set it. I mean, I have confidence that after I wash this, this will probably all come out. But for now, let's just see if we can get some of it. Sometimes you gotta really gop it on, I guess. Some people have a spray bottle nearby, and I probably should have tried to take this out before I did the starching and everything. But I think it's around these numbers, I think it's coming out. Yeah, it's coming out. Got a little bit hiding here yet. Sometimes I will dip my entire embroidery into water and just let it soak there for a little bit to get these blue dots out, or these blue markings. But otherwise I'll just do like what I'm doing here. Just get a little dab of water and get it around. Man, I had to get that a lot wetter though than I thought, but I'm still gonna stitch that button on, even though it's soaking wet here. So hopefully by tomorrow this guy will be dry and I can show you guys what it looks like. Let's get this guy on. He's awfully cute yet. Could use a little color maybe. Yeah, I think we'll just stick with our little cream color. That'll bring the cream back in of our just the bobbin thread that we've been using. Where did here's my needle. I'm just gonna use the same one. And I don't have to, you know, sometimes with a button you want it a little bit raised. So you put like a little bar tack underneath it, but I don't need to do that because this is just decorative. I just need it to hold to the bottom or hold flat to the fabric. So I don't need to do any special button stitching. Lenore, I'm going to do that next. I just thought I'd finish. I just got excited about the button, so I wanted to get the button, this whole top done first. So I am still going to do the pendulum. I'm going to try and get that done tonight too. But let's stitch this guy on. I'm just tying a little knot. It's funny, Nolene. Puppy. All right, I think we'll just go right there. Looks centered enough to me, and let's just stitch around this spot a few times. Still looks centered. I want to play, I know I talked about this a little bit the other day, but I want to play with dyeing with some of the other quilt stuff that I'm working on. You know, I go through a lot of muslin for penguin and fish because we have muslin in all of our embroidery kits. And, you know, sometimes if the muslin isn't perfect or if I have to cut off little bits from it, I save all that and I'm sewing it together into like little improv quilts. That is, I think, perfect fabric for dyeing. So I would love to, you know, I don't know, maybe this summer go outside and try and, you know, assuming I get a bunch of these quilt tops done or something, go dye them. So, Mom, we might need to have a dyeing, a fabric dyeing summer day or summer weekend or something. All right. I think we got this. Ooh, you used your Grippets! Oh, you love them, Roxanne. Yay! That's exciting. We got to get back onto the quilting here too. We haven't quilted any of our blocks together in a long time, and it's making me sad. Ugh, cute. Okay, I'm super glad we went with this button. I think it's just so sweet. It's just not as, this one would have been just, I think, a little too dark and less special. This one's just got a little extra shininess, a little extra fun color to it. I like it. All right, that face is done. Ah, you wouldn't do the dyeing without me. Sounds good, ma'am. All right, I'm gonna just trim. Here's that one that we did with the yo-yo method, which actually that worked really well too. I think that's a good looking circle. So I'm gonna just trim off these bits. I left these in case I needed to pull on them to make my yo-yo tighter, but we're done with it now. Everything seems to be holding in place, so we don't need that. And you know what? I'm gonna pin this too. So we do have that blue marker here. And I'm gonna just center, that's the center point for this pendulum thing. It's kind of a little oblong. Ooh, there, that looks good. I'm gonna put it right there. Let's grab one of my applique pins. Throw that right in the center. Okay, this guy shouldn't take very long to do. Ooh, cute, 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 cute. I need my thread. I'm losing everything already. It's always fascinating to me how everything can be within a foot of each other and I can still lose it within the foot. Although it's about like 1.5 square feet of working space that I'm using and I'm still losing things. Okay, I don't really need that much thread for this because there's not, look how big this is, like the size of my bobbin here. We don't need like that much thread to go around this thing. Although I cut the thread the same length. All right, here we go. Let's get a knot in here. Totally finishing this block today. Ah, that makes me feel good. Sometimes you just need a win. So get the block that has the least amount of work to do on it yet and get her done. There's that idea, oh, I forget what book it's from, and I forget who said it, but if it's something you can accomplish in like 2 minutes, like during the day or something, like if you just need to write that email, it'll just take 2 minutes or something, anything. If it can get done in 2 minutes, just do it. Just get it done, get it knocked off your list. And I kind of feel like that's what this block is tonight. If we can get it done in one sitting here, gotta get it done. Can't let it sit anymore. And I have one other block that I could probably finish in like 3 minutes. So we might have to have a finish up the blocks week or something. So yeah, because yes, let's have a week of wins. Actually, I only have a couple that are that far, but yeah, maybe it's time to get a little further ahead on all these. Oh, dang, you got 68 blocks done, Bonnie. Whew. Smoking. That's like more than double. The one that we did on Thursday, yeah, Thursday, the one that we finished on Thursday, that was fun and easy. I really enjoyed that one a lot. That one was my 30th, and I still have, I think, maybe 4 or 5 unfinished ones. So really, I'm only on like 25 or 26. Oh, well. Slow and consistent. We'll get her done. That is awesome, though. That is a swell number to be at. But yeah, so maybe this week we'll work on finishing some blocks. So tomorrow we'll do that 3 bowls. All I have to do is stitch it down. Those 3 bowls are like basically done. So we'll do that, and then we'll get going on another unfinished one. I have a few. So we'll quickly finish the bowls and then break out one of the other ones. Ooh, I keep stabbing my finger. I like this yo-yo. This is a good size, or this is a good looking circle. Like I'm not having to deal with any weird bumps or anything. So I do like that method. So far, I'm liking the where we cut that interfacing the same size. I'm liking that. I'm liking this yo-yo method. Those two the best so far. And then we did the tinfoil method for the clock face. And, you know, we could do normal needle turn too one of these days, where that is just, you don't do any prep work. You just put the circle on and pin it down, draw where you want to tuck it under, like draw the circle by the seam allowance, and then you just tuck, like every stitch here, instead of it all pre-tucked, it would be like flailing out here. I would have to tuck it underneath, kind of shape my circle angle a little bit, and then stitch it down quick before doing the next part. So that's real life needle turn applique. We're doing like cheater needle turn applique. We get the same effect as needle turn, but we've pre-tucked our edges, which I like, because my favorite part is just the stitching of it all, just stitching it down. So not have to do all that tucking is kind of fun sometimes, or nice to avoid, but I don't know. In the right setting though, it is fun to do the straight needle turn. Like I would still love to do like a big Hawaiian quilt where we just cut out all the shapes and baste them on and do a real life, like long-term slow stitching, hand stitching project. That would be neat. But let's get some of these unfinished projects done. I'm super excited about our squares that we cut up on Friday. I was able to attach the basket of little squares right near, onto the table right near the sewing machine. So I should just be able to grab those little squares to use as leaders and enders. So stay tuned for that. We'll get to hopefully make another quilt along the way. Oh, and I did some mending this weekend too. So this shirt, I completely, it's just like a little linen knit shirt, but I've had it for a while and it keeps getting tiny holes in it because the knitting is just too fine on it. So I've been mending it. I had to mend like 4 or 5 holes in it this weekend, but it's awesome. I love all these little funny stitches all over it. But I just noticed it sticking out of my sweater there. All right, I think one more stitch and we got her. Uh-oh, there. Okay. Yeah, like this was that poofy yo-yo, but now that we've attached the edges, it's just looks like a normal needle turn applique piece where the edges are all down, but it kind of floats in the middle. I just think that's such a sweet look. Yeah, and this looks exactly like how it would if we needle turned it for real, but our circles are probably way better than if I would try needle turning it for real. That'd be something to get good at, I suppose. The real needle turn without all the tricks. Ooh, that sounds so good, Bonnie. I've been meaning to do a chicken soup here. It's definitely grocery shopping time again. I think our refrigerator is empty. Sad. All right, this is already starting to dry up, and I'm not seeing any. Ooh, maybe there's a little bit of blue there yet, but that blue that was over here is kind of gone. I'm gonna go, since I have all this out right now, I'm gonna try and dab that blue there a little bit more. There you can see it right there. Can be a little stubborn sometimes. If you don't get directly on it, then sometimes it gets cranky. So there, I think it went away now that I went like right on it. All right, so that is our clock. I love it. So, oh, this is where I just got it wet again, but look here where it's not so wet anymore. You can't see the thread jumping from one to another. And this part will lighten up too once it dries completely all of the way, but I think it turned out pretty dang cute. All right, I really like it. That was a big one, this one. All that paper piecing on this one. So awesome. Whew. Love it. So tomorrow we will work on some other unfinished blocks, but yay, this guy's done. Oh, we had talked about maybe adding some color here for the pendulum, but I'm not sure we really need it anymore. It's more about the clock face now with that button and those numbers there. I think this shows enough there, especially since we have that same color in the background. That kind of helps us see this one a little bit. So I think I'm going to just leave it. So, all right, I'm going to flip you guys around and we'll call it a night. Got it done a little early here. Hello. So, yeah, that went much faster. I was not sure if we'd get both of those done, plus that little button. So here it is from far away. Ooh, look how shiny that button is when it hits the light. Ooh, it's like a little gold there. I love it. Yep, that was a good choice. I like that one a lot. Okay. Oh, what is the clock's name in Beauty and the Beast? Oh, I can't think of it. Oh, that's gonna bother me. All right, but it does look like him, the guy, the clock from Beauty and the Beast a little bit, doesn't it? So awesome, you guys. Oh, Cogsworth, that's it. Jenny wins. Alrighty. So I will get this up on YouTube at Penguin and Fish Movies. It'll be the last video for this guy. I think we have like, I think this will be video 10. So this is like 10 hours working on this, you know, in our putsy way that we do here. So maybe 9 hours, 8 or 9 hours for this guy. But I'll get it up on YouTube at Penguin and Fish Movies, so you can watch the whole process of this block there. I've grouped all the videos by block. So if you just look for the grandfather clock, it'll have all the videos in order if you wanted to start, you know, with all that paper piecing and stuff there. So awesome. It will get up there. It should be up there by tomorrow morning. And I will be back here tomorrow at 8:30 p.m. Central Time here on the Penguin and Fish Facebook page. So thanks again, everyone. Have a great week. And I will see you tomorrow. Good night.